KBYP disassembling the front panel from the 8660 control head to get at this board here, because it has at least two capacitors and one of them's hiding behind there. A little tricky to get this apart. There are two screws on top, there and there. Pardon my focus, I'll get it straightened out one of these days. That fasten onto there and there, and that's basically what holds that unit, that front panel on there. Do not pull it apart when it's disconnected. Well, and there are also screws on the side, but don't take the screws out and just pull that front panel away. That can cause damage. Inside there are these ribbon cables, and they look like IC sockets, or actually look like ICs with pins. Be extremely careful not to bend or break any of them. That's a wire that goes to the back of a BNC jack there. Cut it off, strip it, solder it back on later, instead of soldering heat twice. That goes to the switch right here, the right hand two terminals. This is the top of the unit. But mark each of these ribbon cable connections first. This one goes back in here, and looking from the top of the unit, this is top, so I wrote top on it. So make some marking on the ribbon cable, such as L, and make some corresponding mark on something else, such as I wrote an L. You can't see it, but it's right there in ink, and that means that ribbon cable plug goes down below wherever that L is, which is that socket. They should go back in the correct orientation, but it's real good to note which side the red stripe is on, because that's 1. So I think I made an ink mark there on the board where 1 is, and I marked 2 hash lines for this one and pin 1s on that side. But be extremely careful. Be sure to pull these straight out. Those pins are fragile. Don't twist it, whatever you do, and make sure to be grounded. Stuff's static sensitive. It may not be CMOS, may be TTL, but these are old chips. They may not be as well guarded as new stuff. And the human body can generate upwards of several thousand volts, enough to fry any solid state device and enough to damage many other, even passive components. And of course, reassembly is a reverse. Now see, there was a very bad thing done here. This cable is folded over and shoved against some point. You can see the spot in the cable. So I'll have to flatten that back out and hope that's not broken inside. I may do a resistance check to make sure it wasn't broken. There's a sign that somebody took this control head out for some reason in the past. I have no idea why. But there's, after recapping the rest of these boards in here, I saved a major disassembly of this front panel for later, after I was more familiar with the unit. So for redoing these boards, might actually want to separate it first. Might make it a little easier to deal with. So KBYP did it.